When I'm making comics, how do I make sure the reader reads the bubble correctly?
Oh, heck. Okay,
That's
let
a
me show
really
you.
important one.
That's really important. I will show you, my friends.
Learn the way of the booble.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, damn it.
What did you do?
I put it on the same layer.
What did you put on the same layer?
This bottom panel is on the same layer as the sketch. Oh.
That's fixable. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's fine.
Anyways.
You just have to get rid of the one color. Right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could just like.
Because it's black and white. Because if you just look for everything in the soft gray range,
True.
you can
Okay.
just delete it pretty easy.
Fair. Okay. So to.
I'm just thinking like you could just magic wand it like really easy.
I guess that's true. I just had a confused moment of like, where did my one bubble go?
Me, I'm just radical acceptance. I got this. I've been to therapy. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is.
You gotta be flexible.
Zen.
Anyways, so just putting that there. So I don't
Back to the
forget.
bubble question.
Back to the bubble question. So how do you make sure which bubbles get read first? So what you need to pay attention to is the flow of your comic. So generally, obviously flip this if we're talking about like manga where it's read right to left. But in this case, generally in English speaking comics, it's read left to right. So the eye of your reader starts here, and they're gonna read like this. So they're gonna zigzag back and forth between your panels. So you want to do everything you can in your layout to make sure that they go from the first panel to the second panel to the third panel to the fourth, etc. And bubbles are a very important part of this. So if you have bubbles, to ensure that people read them in the right order, you want the first bubble, let's say there was like 5 bubbles on this top panel. You'd want your first bubble to be the highest and most left of the bubbles. And from there, you can kind of go wherever you want, but they kind of have to follow a path. You can't have your first bubble be like down here, and then the second bubble you want read up here, and then the third one to be like over here, because like people are gonna get confused. They're gonna read this one as the first one, this is the second, and this is the third. So yeah, so keep that in mind.
Even
whenever.
in that one, like 2 and 3, I'd be debating.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because if they're at the same level.
True, because
Up
this one's
high.
higher.
Yeah, higher, but yeah.
It's true.
It's higher, but on the further side.
You can do a little. You have a little wiggle room with your tail, your bubble tails. So I could have, say I have a character over here, like off screen. I could have their tail lead from the top left over here. It would be kind of weird. I wouldn't recommend it.
I would, if that was the case, I'd assume that 2 is happening as 3 is happening.
Yes.
Or that 2 is being spoken over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can do a lot with your bubble tails, with the placement of your bubbles. You can do fun things like having bubbles like interrupt each other. That was like a favorite of mine for a long time. You can have 2 people speaking, and then this one kind of like pops over this person's dialogue. But yeah, so there's lots. So placement is really important. Yes.
Okay, for the question, like, is it okay to do Japanese format if it's why would you do that? Like, if you can find a justification for it, like, sure, like maybe you're trying to like get that manga vibe, but the reason that Japanese comics are that way is like that's how you read Japanese.
Yeah, it's
and
red,
the bubbles
right
tend to
to
be
left.
the bubbles tend to be really tall too,
Yes,
because it's like up
everything's
and down.
yeah, it's written vertically, whereas like ours is written horizontally.
Yeah. It just is kind of, it would be a little weird to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do it. Like, there's no comic police that are gonna like kick your doors in and steal all your tablet pens. Um but like, I don't know. For the most part, you probably just confuse a lot of readers.
Basically.
Yeah. Comic police open up.
Wee,
So
wee,
you have a
wee, wee.
warrant? How long of a break from a comic is too long? 10,000 years. Like a break from a comic? What do you mean? Like break from updating or break from working on a comic? There should be a comic police? No, there shouldn't be.
No.
We don't
Hey,
need more
Cab.
police. All comics are bad. Sorry. A break from working on a comic. Okay. How long is too long to break from working on a comic? I go years without touching certain novels. But whenever I return, I end up like rewriting things really strongly.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a break.
You know, like when you're just discovering and you're just vibing, you know, whatever feels right. Sometimes I throw a novel away and I'm like, this is in the trunk. This is done. And then I like a grave digger, find it again, unearth it, and bring it kicking and screaming, all corpse-like and zombified into the world. And with my necro magic, I bring it to life, and now you can read Honeywalls. There you go. Such a mood, Bones. Yeah, it's really a mood. Do you make character sheets for smaller side characters?
I'll usually just draw like
Enough for Bones to approve.
basically like it's not like a full blown like turnaround, but it'll be like a quick sketch of what they look like, and then
I'm so ready for 9-point volume.
I
Issue
know.
3.
Heck yeah.
It's the big one.
No.
Big boy stuff is occurring.
I'm excited.
Plot is happening.
Yes.
Normalcy
Big plot.
set. Plot, let's go.
Let's go.
How much characters is too much? In the case we want to make a smaller plot. Main characters 2 is good. 2 to 3, with your third character being like not having their own plot and being like a major character that's supporting. But 2 to 3 essential characters, and then you can do maybe like handful of side characters. And like for side characters, I wouldn't, maybe like 3. Obviously you can have like spear holders, which are like the name for like characters that don't really have dialogue or don't exist. They're just scenery. They're like extras on a film.
Yeah.
Like you can have those. Like they're not really characters, but yeah. Keep small.
Itty bitty.
Oh no, I have a cast of 10.
Oh no.
I mean, that's fine. Unless they're all main characters, then you're not fine. Nothing is fine. You've messed up, dear, my dear. The candles are mushrooming. I'm gonna go deal with that.
Get these mushrooms out of my candles. How do you come up with names for your characters, Bones?
I'm eating.
Oh. Honestly, okay, one, baby name registry things. I love looking on those, finding all the cool names. Also, sometimes you just name a character. Like, this happens in RPs a lot, where we'll make up a character and we'll be like, their name is Tracy, and then that's their name, and it sticks after a while. I'm working on a quad of short stories of fantasy grim tales. It's my New Year's goal to create at least one into a comic. What's a good starter point and how long it could take? That is a good question, my friend. Um, I'd one thing about like comics and versus prose is that comics, you can do a lot more in prose in a smaller amount of space than you can with comics. So just keep that in mind. Because like a 300-page comic, the story is actually shorter than a 300-page book, if that makes sense.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm trying to find my list of characters.
I'm really scared to start my passion project graphic novel. I'm afraid my art skills aren't good enough for a story I hold so dearly.
Just make it bad, okay?
Just make it bad. You can always remake it.
Yeah.
You can always trunk
Life's
it.
too short to be precious, okay? Nothing's perfect. Nothing is good. Art sucks. Just embrace it.
Exactly.
Bad stories exist and they have love.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
people love them. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
2021 is gonna be no one's year. It's our year. Together.
Together.
We will hold it
Let's
as
do it.
one.
Yes.
All right,
All right.
pals. Leave a dislike if you want me to cry tonight.
Like.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.